Timing is everything. What do you say that, Assemblyman? I kept you call there?
No,
I kept him on the call for some minutes. Don't worry, he's back in. Well, thank you all for coming out. This is a special day. I would like to thank everyone who made this ribbon cutting ceremony possible, including New York City H&H leadership and the New York City Economic Development Corporation. Let's give it up to them. But most importantly, you, the community stakeholders that are the body and soul of this neighborhood and this hospital. It would not happen, it cannot happen, and it will not happen in the future unless you are part of it. You are the ingredient, the common denominator in success across the city, but particularly right here in East Harlem, a community that has distinguished itself for fighting spirit. That's what East Harlem, when you look up fight in the dictionary, the word that comes up is East Harlem, el barrio. So this new flood wall and water pumping system is a necessity as we continue to see climate change, increased weather conditions across the world. It's crucial that we prioritize retrofitting this and our current buildings to withstand natural disaster. Superstorm Sandy, right? Seems like a long time ago, but it wasn't. And it doesn't happen every 100 years the way they tell you. It could happen every other year, every decade. And so we need to be prepared, resilient. We need to be strong. And neighborhoods like East Harlem that are predominantly working class and communities of color are 40% more likely to be adversely affected by extreme weather conditions. We contribute less to global warming, but we are hurt more disproportionately. It shows up in the lungs of our kids. It shows up in cardiovascular problems of our seniors. It shows up on our shoreline when you have extreme flooding. And so although we contribute less because we take public transportation, and that's why we're building the 2nd Avenue subway, because this is a transportation desert. East Harlem is the biggest transportation desert. How am I doing, Assemblyman?
Doing well.
Okay, thank you. All right. So East Harlem is the biggest transportation desert in the country. And we were able to capture $7.7 billion for the 2nd Avenue subway that will provide transportation service. Now, I'm going to Washington in a little while, in about an hour, to fight for $300 million that the MTA should draw in, and another $350 for the next year before gets into office, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen. I got my full metal jacket. Okay, and I guarantee you, I will throw the first punch. I've always been proud to introduce legislation like the Resilience Transit Act. Worked hard to ensure that the Infrastructure and Jobs Act was passed, and that we get monies for things like the 2nd Avenue subway. That frankly, what it will do, it will create an uptown Grand Central transportation hub where you will no longer have to go down to Times Square to switch over to the east side. In fact, you could probably go right to LaGuardia Airport or future water transportation on the Harlem River. So it will really revolutionize this neighborhood without taking the working class people out of it. That's our great challenge. How to handle success, because we have been for far too long the victims of our own success. When we're successful, we get pushed out. That needs to stop. So I'm going to need your help to work with me to make sure that the 2nd Avenue subway is not just 3 subway stops, but it's an economic development initiative that will give young men and women in this community prevailing wage job. Remember that word, prevailing wage. That means money for our families. And this neighborhood deserves to have that. So thank you for being out here. God bless you and keep the faith. Assemblyman.
On the count of 3. Hold on. Is everybody ready? No.
bring this side up just a little bit.
Yeah, you have to hold it toward top.
Yeah. Or that side come down just a little bit.
Come down a little. Everybody have a
All
level.
right, everybody got their starting pictures. All right, on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I'm the surgeon and you're cutting short.